Hey guys, this is Gavin from Talk Story with me, Gavin Sugai. I'm here with my friend Doug.
Hey.
Thank you for joining me on my podcast.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Yep.
Anytime.
And this is a perfect podcast because it's all about building communities, one conversation at a time. And I've never had someone who was a realtor on my. But you do many other stuff too. But
other stuff.
we're gonna talk about that during the episode, just briefly or however long you want to expand about it.
Well, thank you so much, Gavin, for inviting me, bringing me on.
Mhm.
I mean, it's 7:30 p.m. here at the office. I'm tired as hell, but I mean, something about us, we never stop working.
Mhm.
So
Definitely, today was it's been a long day. I think for all of us.
you can say that again, man.
So we actually got to meet the other day. Spur of the chance because I actually had another appointment, but it was canceled, and I was like, I'm gonna fit in someone that I'm supposed to meet, and luckily it was you. And I was just thinking about you, and I was like, maybe I should meet Doug, and we got to talking about your story. Do you want to talk about a little bit about how you got into real estate and just a little bit about your story?
Oh, absolutely. There's so much that really goes into why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Just for me, I'll keep it short because I don't want this podcast to be 5 hours long. But
that could be a part 2. Maybe.
Oh, sounds good. But my dad, he was a realtor for 15 years or so, very part-time. My first memory that just comes to mind is when I was 10 years old. I would be helping him pass out flyers at his open house, and I would help him talk to everybody that comes in. I was just, real little, maybe 3 or 4 feet, and I would be passing out these flyers, and I'd say, please buy this house for my dad, and just acting cute. And basically when I was looking for a career change, I decided, you know what, I love helping people. I love figuring out solutions to their problems. That's exactly what you do in real estate. So I figured, hey, let's do it. And here I am today.
Awesome. That's amazing. And you're doing very, very well now. It was a hard beginning, but now you're definitely hitting your stride, I'd say, Maybe this will be a general question, but in real estate for like this island, what would you say is the big difference with areas such as like Kakaako versus like Eva Beach, for example?
Ooh. It's really hard to give a general answer on something like that. Really just comes down to lifestyle. If you're somebody that loves the city life, if you love, going out, late at night exploring, being around a lot of people, then an area like Kakaako would be great for you. But let's say, if you enjoy the quieter side, if you just want that peaceful suburban life, then somewhere like Eva Beach would be better for you. But just to, I guess, give you a really simple answer, it just all depends on you and what you're looking for.
Lifestyle and area and convenience, tons of different factors, I'd say. Right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So what would you tell someone, what kind of advice would you tell them if they're trying to be a realtor or trying to go into the field you're going into right now, or that you are in? Sorry.
No problem. I would say that just like anything else, there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people think that our job is very easy, especially when, say, you watch shows like $1 Million Listing.
Oh, yeah.
And those house flipping
So
shows.
dramatic.
Like HGTV, I'm sure you've seen some of those.
Yeah.
They make it seem so easy. Our phone rings and, hey, I want to buy this $2 million house cash. That never really happens. A lot of what we do day to day is just the grind. I mean, nobody sees the hard work that we put in, the hundreds of phone calls that we make every day just to get hung up on, or, people telling you no or telling you to fuck off. Sorry if this
I mean, that's fine.
This is a PG-13 podcast.
It could be whatever you want.
Okay. But yeah, just tons of rejection. There's tons of appointments that go nowhere. Just the day-to-day hustle and grind. I'm guilty of that because in a sense, especially in my social media, I tend to glorify the life of a realtor. When the reality and the truth of being a realtor, it's
much more difficult.
much more difficult than a lot of people think.
And that's the thing about social media. We can portray a certain thing, right, when it could be the reality of it is actually much harder and more difficult than people actually see in posts or whatever we put out, right?
Definitely. Social media is all about perception, right? I think the best quote that described it was that, when it comes to social media, you see everyone's highlight reel, but you don't see all the struggle, because people can choose what they put out. And I think that's not a big problem necessarily, but it's something that people need to be aware of.
Especially when they're viewing someone's page and they'd be like, wow, this guy's really successful, or, that could just be what I remember someone was telling me, like, Conor McGregor, like, oh, he's so successful, but then you look at his cars and they were saying, like, oh, they've been he's still making payments. He actually didn't pay for them completely, and it's like, wow, there's differences with what people see and what they see online.
Definitely. Conor McGregor was on welfare for the longest time. He was just training in that gym day in and day out. Everyone sees what he is now. He fought Floyd Mayweather. He made a ton of money, but nobody sees the struggle.
And he worked hard. He worked hard to be where he's at today.
Definitely.
He talked.
Talks a fair game.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he talks a lot of shit. But, I'm the type of person where, hey, if you put in the work, if you put in the dedication, if you're very good at your craft, talk all the shit you want. You deserve it.
All right. So moving away from real estate, you actually do a ton of other things. You do insurance annuities. You are also a Lyft driver.
Oh, yeah. Uber and Lyft.
In
Not
the mornings.
ashamed.
Yeah. Which is great. I think Lyft is a great company. Uber, I'm not, I don't usually use that app as much, but I say Lyft. If you want to sponsor the show, Lyft. I would love for you guys to do it, because
Lyft, come on down.
Yeah. So what is the importance of having residual income from different sources? What do you think? What would you want to tell people about having residual income?
Again, that could be another half an hour to an hour episode that we can go really deep into. Something that people just need to realize is that for about 80 to 90% of people, they only have one source of income, which is their job. Whether you're salary, whether you're 9 to 5, regardless of what you're doing, if you only have one source of income, your job, and something were to happen to you, you're done. You're screwed, right? But let's say if you have 3 or 4 or 5 sources of income, if one were to dry up, at least you have all of your others. Of course you're going to have to cut back, and you might not be able to live the life that you're living right now, but at least you won't be stressing out, holy shit, how am I going to make my rent?
And it was, I listened to a podcast recently where, they're YouTubers, but they're a lot more wealthy now than they were back in the day. But then they were saying that, money doesn't really buy happiness because they still have problems.
Of course.
Right? But then when they were poor, they had one problem. And that one problem was not enough money. Right?
Definitely.
But then now that they're, wealthy now, then they have problems like, oh, I'm still sore, or, I need to buy such and such. Like, it's different problems.
It's a different set of problems.
Yes.
Not to say that I'm rich, because that's the farthest thing from the truth. But when I didn't have as much money, I've always thought, if I make a lot of money, I'm not going to have any problems in the world. All of my problems are going to be taken care of if I have money. Now that I'm at a point in my life where I'm starting to make some decent income, I realize that you actually have more problems. You have more responsibility. It's just a different set of problems. Right?
Shifting gears a little bit, you speak very highly of your friend Tran. And she's actually in the room with us. She's we'll say she's an audience member today.
She's too shy to be on camera.
Would you like to describe the relationship that you have with her?
Sure. So the relationship between me and Tran, if I can just backpedal a little bit to how we first met.
Yes, definitely.
So we knew each other over Instagram for a long time. I forget exactly how long, probably about a year or so. And we would, message each other back and forth. And we were supposed to meet up one day, but we never did, just because our schedules just conflicted always. I had a Facebook in high school, but I deleted it once I became a realtor. I didn't want anyone to see my, stupid high school shit that I used to post on Facebook. Who's this professional realtor posting all this dumb stuff, right? So deleted it. But then I figured out that, hey, as a realtor, as a business owner, you have to promote yourself. So I made a Facebook, and she added me on Facebook, and she says, hey, don't we know each other from Instagram? And I said, yeah. So she said, let's go out to lunch. And we went out to lunch, and we just talked and got to know each other, and the rest is history. But
is that confirmed though? Are we getting
is that
yes?
confirmed? She's nodding her head yes.
She's just
I don't know if you can hear that, but that's a yes. But just to sum it up, me and Tu, we work very closely together, just because I feel like our values, not only in business but also in life, are exactly the same. So I'm very proud to not only call her a business partner, but a true friend and an ally. That's somebody that you really need in life.
Definitely. And it's great to have a partnership, very collaboration. And I spoke with my instructor on collaboration versus, individualism on another episode. But just, working with others, being able to have people like you and others on my podcast, being able to collaborate, I think that's even greater. It produces a greater thing than just, me just talking in front of a camera, or me just doing a individual podcast, which I could do, but it's, I think learning and experiencing different communities, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the first, I want to say 6 to 9 months of my career, that's something that I was lacking. I think every small business owner, every entrepreneur, they get to this point, especially when they first begin, I think I can do it myself. I'm this badass. I can take on the world all by myself. Screw everyone else. I'm the best. But, you very quickly realize that you need a team. You need a team, or at least a partnership. Collaboration is the key. Just being that lone wolf, you can do okay. But if you want your business to really take off and explode, you need to be collaborating with others. And that would be different for other people, whether you collaborate with small business owners, whether you collaborate with people in your industry. It's different depending on what you're doing.
Definitely.
But collaboration is definitely the key.
So what is one thing you would like people to get from this episode?
So the one piece of advice I would have for you listening to this right now is to just do it. And what I mean by that, it's not Nike, but if Nike wants to sponsor this, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Out,
yeah.
Sponsor you, sponsor this podcast, sponsor.
There we go.
Sponsor Tu.
Sponsor all of us.
Sponsor all of us.
Get some free kicks. That'd be amazing. Oh, man. But no, seriously, everyone, just do it. What I mean by that is that I know that every person in the back of their mind, there's something that they want to do. There's something that they want to start. But for some reason or another, they don't start. Whether they're scared or they don't know how to do it, or a family member is telling them not to do it. Just do it. Just get started. Because whatever it is, when you start, you will suck. You will make mistakes in the beginning. You will suck. You will make mistakes. But you just have to get started. So kind of touching on that, when we got to talking, a podcast was something that I've wanted to do for a long time.
Definitely, yeah.
But, I just had that limiting belief in my head that, maybe it's not for me. I don't know if I should start because I don't have the right equipment. I don't have this. I don't have that. Just do it. Just start. I know that you might be scared, and I know that you might be having some thoughts, especially when it comes to what other people think of you. Just do it. Because just think about what will happen if you're successful in what you're doing. Everybody making fun of you, they won't be making fun of you when you're successful. Remember that. Just do it.
We'll take a little break, and then we will get back to the podcast.
Awesome.
We're gonna do a little game before we end.
Ooh, okay. Love games.
All right, we're back. So, let's have a little game.
Okay.
For you, and we're gonna test your real estate experience and see if you can guess the listing price of these two homes.
Okay.
So I have 3 pictures, and then I also have the description from the Zillow post.
Okay.
But not like it gives the general location like Honolulu or Eva Beach. But it won't give like the address or anything like that.
Got it. Okay.
So you can go ahead and take a look now, and then I have the description over here, but I also have the choices of the listing price here as well.
Okay. And no trick questions, so one of these are correct.
Yeah, one of them is correct. Yes.
Okay.
No trick questions.
No trick questions. Okay. Maunalani Heights. Okay, that's pretty nice. First open house, highly desired Maunalani Heights. Very desired, actually. The views are incredible. 2 homes. Wow. Large square foot lot. Hardwood floors. Okay. Legal ohana. Okay. So what an ohana is basically just like the description says. An ohana unit is a unit that's separate from the main house. And it's great for not only investors but also homeowners as well, because what most people do is they live in the main house and they rent out the side house, so it gives them a little bit of passive income that helps them pay for that mortgage. So that's a huge plus. Legal, that's the main thing. Reading the description, legal on college. There's a lot of illegal ones out there. Just from looking at this alone and it being in Maunalani Heights, I would have to say A, 1.2.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
You're correct. It is
right.
1.2.
1 for 1.
You want to add anything to that? Maybe something you see that told you it was 1.2?
Nothing in particular that told me 1.2. It just has to do with the neighborhood as well as the size of the lot. I'm definitely a fan of this balcony, lanai windows.
It's very nice.
Just me personally, I love that style. Of course, it just depends on what the buyers are looking for, but I'm a city type of guy. So in the condos, I love the floor to ceiling windows, and this type, kind of reminds me of that. So loving it.
Cool. So we'll move on to the next.
All right.
The next house. That's good. You got the first one. Right?
Hired.
We didn't have to cut that out.
No. I told him if I get it wrong, cut it out.
Well, we'll see if we have to cut this one out.
All right. Let's do it.
Nah, I think you'll do fine. Okay, so here is the next one.
Okay.
Let me cue it up. All right, so here is the next one.
Ooh, Spinnaker, Eva Beach. Okay. Actually, it was pretty interesting. One of my very first open houses when I first started was at Spinnaker.
Okay. Oh, cool.
I was doing most times, typically an open house is 2 to 5. I forget exactly what day it was, but I remember it was a holiday. So we did a 2 to 4 p.m. open house.
Oh, okay.
And no one showed up.
Oh.
Which is funny for Eva Beach. But It is what it is sometimes.
It's getting a lot nicer over there actually too.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Right across the street from the pool and the hot tub. Okay, laminate floors. 2-car garage. Okay, I guess parking. Spinnaker. So, of course, it just depends on the layout as well as the interior. But just going off of the fact that it's in this subdivision, I'm gonna have to say B, 569,000.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
You're correct, my friend.
All right.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to cut anything out. All right.
Oh man, on a roll tonight.
Actually, this actually went through a price cut.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, yeah.
To be fair, if I can speak honestly and
Definitely.
openly, technically, code of ethics, we're not supposed to talk bad about other agents. I just feel that interior for that price is a little aggressive. Mainly in Spinnaker, there's a lot of inventory right now, a lot of homes available for sale that are in, I want to say, about 530 to 540.
Okay. Interesting.
And, we don't want to say they're a lot nicer than that one, but some of the other units that are available for sale right now in Spinnaker have had a lot more upgrades put into it than this one. So I definitely understand the price reduction.
Okay. Definitely. Interesting. That's very interesting. It's good insight, actually. I'll definitely hit you up when I purchase my first home.
For sure, man. Yeah. I hope you do.
Yeah.
You texted me your address. I know where you live. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Calm down.
All right. So, Doug, thank you again for joining me on my podcast.
No problem, man. No problem.
It was
a pleasure.
Where can people hit you up on like social media, or if you have like your email, maybe you want to shout it out, plug it in?
Oh, I'd love to, man. So my social media, you can hit me up. It's Homes with Doug. So that is Homes with Doug on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok.
All right.
Homes with Doug. If you have any questions or any real estate need worldwide, not just Honolulu, I know realtors worldwide that can help you with anything. Just email me. My name, Doug Ward at kw.com. Doug Ward at kw.com.
Awesome. And thank you to
Thank
for
you.
allowing us this space. This is an amazing space. This is actually at Premier Financial Alliance. So check them out, guys. They do a bunch of insurance and great people here. Like two is a great person.
Any insurance annuity need as well. Maybe not worldwide, but in the United States. Hit up my business partner, my friend, my homie, Tran. She's at only12. So that's only the number 1 THU.
Okay, cool.
On Instagram.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Catchy, right?
Catchy. All right, guys. So have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Take care.
Shoots.
I swear, if I'm turning red, it's because I'm Japanese. So it's that Asian glow.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get 2 on here, and we'll make her sweat too. Yeah.
She might turn more red than I am right now.